There you have it, your APTA National Champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We're live from the beautiful Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the 23 APTA Chicago Nationals, which is the 13th and last stop on the 22-23 APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors, Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Wintrust, and Viking. I'm Mark Fischel along with Matty Garavaglia, bringing you this men's quarterfinal match between our number 2 seeds of Burris Urdoya and the 12 seeds of Dennis and Friedrich. Matty, welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Exciting. I was able to see these two youngsters earlier today, and Dennis and Friedrich, and playing great. A lot of confidence. They're bringing all their tennis ability out here now, playing house money, if you want to call it that, against the reigning national champs, and Sven Burris and Mick Adora. Mick Adora is the one closest to us. He's the lefty. Sven Burris is his partner, just walking out the door. That's how much he loves his partner. In the white hat, serving on the far side with the blue hat with orange pom-pom. That is Mr. Friedrich, and Mr. Dennis is the gentleman in the ad court who has the blue top and black hat on. Both of those guys had a very exciting match.
Let's take a look at the draw, see how they got here.
Exactly.
Talk about that match.
So yeah, we can see the Dennis and Friedrich. They took out Araya Parsons in a very fun match where they had a little comeback and played great. I didn't get to see the other match, but Burris and Najora, they got to play against the New Jersey teams versus New Jersey team. The gutted it out, and I heard it was a nice long match, and the guys are getting ready for their big quarterfinals.
So what do you think of this matchup, Matty? I mean, Dennis and Friedrich look great in the 16s. Burris and Urdoya have not played much this year. I think it's a virtual toss-up.
Yeah, it's the big question is going to be as we all know is how they're going to be able to handle mix the door forehand, and not so much just from
well,
the
let's
background.
talk before they get on the court. Let's talk about the pressure of their first quarterfinal.
I don't know if it's as much pressure as I said. These guys, you become an All-American in a sport. You've been there. You've played these things.
Top 20 playing for USC, University of South Carolina.
So
Gamecocks.
They've played in these kind of matches. Obviously, a different sport, but it's the pressure. I mean, I could be totally wrong. Well, filling it out and coming, but again, they also have that. No one thought we'd be here, so. Anything in Burris or Drawer, they've got their
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say no one thought they'd be here. I tell you, who took them very seriously was Araya Parsons. They knew how good they were.
Yes, they played a couple little let points here, a little there. It could be a different match. We could be calling a different match, but they played great, hung in there, and they kept the pressure on. And so one time they are quick. Fast.
Yeah, I think that Friedrich is the captain, but Dennis is kind of the engine that makes the team go. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of offense. The backhand is tremendous, very athletic.
As I said, we were so impressed as we watched them in the last match when they, they were getting beat by little things at the first set that they switched. And it's, for being, as you said, newer to the game, is a lot of times is you don't get that right away in this sport. You get, people get stubborn, get their ways, and they switched a few little things, but they stayed with their, pressure game.
Well, Mick Ordoya wanted us to let us know that there's going to be a watch party at Montclair Golf Club. Lynn Kiro playing for her first national championship tonight at 7:15. Mick looking to repeat. I think Montclair's having a pretty good day so far. Some last-minute conversations between Dennis and Friedrich.
That'd be and again, the lefty, Mick can bring forehands anywhere. Obviously, beautiful one-hander, but he's that rolling overhead. Something you don't, unless you've played it a couple times, you don't get to see it much because not many people can hit it from the left-hand side like he can.
Chair umpire Dave Woodruff introducing the players. Burris Ordoya won the toss and elected to receive. Here's Gabe Friedrich to take us out, serving to Mick Ordoya. Ordoya's got a huge forehand. Does a great job of finding the holes. Have to watch for some early nerves from Dennis and Friedrich.
Could be the
One chord from Burris. Burris is usually just rock solid. Terrific backhand. A little bit of a shaky start early for Dennis and Friedrich.
This is the one that, the underhand serve, the great, but to the lefty, it's like he can cut, Dora can pick that and hit that thing down the line just as easy as he can go up the middle. So it's a lot different than when you're serving it to a righty.
Ordoya's forehand is such a heavy shot.
And the down-up overhead is going to be the death to the backhand to Burris. He's got, he can take that thing so early.
Swing from Burris, misses that one.
Fault. As you said, one of the things they did against Araya Parsons is they served very well, and they, didn't give a lot of free points away in that first game. There was a little, little nerves in a way maybe, and now they're.
They gave nothing away against Araya Parsons.
No.
They were just rock solid after the first set. Mick Ordoya to serve.
That's the one thing about the Ardora and Burris team is they're one of the teams that serve very well, meaning that they don't get a lot of people that are teeing off on it. Both of them. A lot of times you get people get up like one person they can tee off and the other one they can't, but both of them got great serves.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Yancey Davis can take some swings at the Burris serve to the backhand side, because he's got one of the best serves in the country over there. But Davis was amazing taking the ball off the deck against Araya.
Yeah.
Third panel slam from Burris. see Burrish kind of bailing out there.
That's the forehand there. That you either got to swing or you got to block. I mean, you can't do the half swing. Yeah, Mark, you've seen me do a bunch of half swings in my life on a forehand.
We've seen very little of this from Dennis and Friedrich, and they're off to a very slow start. Dennis's forehand is a good shot. His backhand is a tremendous shot. Doyle will be looking for the nick all day. Oh, great drop shot from Burrish. Doyle loves hitting that hard roller right at the nick.
I tell ya, forehand we did not see last match. You know, it's just swinging.
Oh, great transition ball from Redoya. Burrish volleys so well for a big guy. Tends to be very upright, but still doesn't get it hurt.
No, he's very smooth. If you watch him, you couldn't tell the score sometimes if he's winning, losing. He's just that same tempered movement on the court.
Yancy Davis to serve, practice serve. See Lynn Kiro out there watching. Work for Doya. Dating Burrish. She's got some real interest in this team.
There's that Burrish backhand. He looks a little bit like Marat Safin there.
The thing that makes Burrish or Doya such a tough out is they can play at different paces and styles. They can play slow, they can play fast. Burrish can hit more of the overheads, or Doya can hit more of the overheads. They have a large margin. There's a good forehand from Friedrich. So a lot of earlier.
It's a great little pickup there by Lynn Burrish. That's the down the line backhand that when Dennis gets that one, he's going to be as deadly as Burrish there. But the down the line, beautiful passing shot, and puts a lot of pressure on the guys to have to cover. And these two like to help each other a lot.
Burrish misses that lob low.
The big thing with Burrish is he's never in a hurry. Great little ball.
Shit.
It's a very, early in the match, you would obviously want to win every game, but if you can get a hold here, to make it 2-1, definitely got a lot better feeling than if you're already playing the defending champs and if you're down 0-3 early.
Good bail there.
Ah.
You see her Doya looking for that nick.
You also see how still their paddle is when they volley, but
Don't see any
Yep.
real early strategy from Burris or Doya.
No,
Just
they're getting
hitting their
into
overheads.
it. Yep.
Burris loves that waterfall. Forces the error there.
One thing about when Burris and Dora are at the net, as you said, they have the ability, to do attack both the deuce, the ad, depending on what they feel like, because the lefty righty overheads.
Huge backhand there from Burris. Burris's roller is one of the best in the game. Very heavy. Great cut winner from Burris, and they look very comfortable early. Dennis and Friedrich are going to have to do something to make them look a little less comfortable out there.
That's the down up overhead that, if you watch Burris, he's like reading that they're going down and almost like coming in the the blue even before the opponent hits that ball.
Here it comes. And he doesn't hit the forehand great, but he likes that high to low ball.
Especially out, yeah.
A smart move by Urdoya, that quick lob.
And that's the ball that, Dennis and Fritz, they'll start to get, play that extra shot ahead. Nick almost knew that what was going to happen. He hit a shot here, and 90% of the time it's going to get the next one.
A great get off the seam. You see how close Burris and Urdoya are to each other. Oh, what a sequence. Oh, Urdoya wins the hand-to-hand combat. And that's 3-love Burris or Urdoya. Boy, they look terrific.
They said, I don't think it's any nerves, anything to that effect. I just think it's there's no outs right now, and Burris and Adora, they have not missed, and makes the game a little harder when your opponents never miss.
No, they've been terrific so far. Okay, Sven Burris to serve. Burris, possessor of one of the best serves in the business, especially with the ad court. Dennis and Friedrich just don't look comfortable to me, Matty. Missing a lot of balls you'd expect them to make.
That's a great rip, though, off it. But that's the ball where he'll get more and more comfortable going down the line sometimes, too. But, yeah, it's a quick backhand. This is the point right here.
You're going to have to take advantage of that serve to the deuce court. Great transition there from Burris Urdoya.
Just not getting back on the. That's his right shot. He's off the net. He's got to back up one more step. He doesn't have to make a winner. He's not right on the net like their last opponent.
But no clarity on what he's really doing. 30-all. I formation against Friedrich. That's a bad mistake there from Burris.
A little lazy on that one for him.
Chance to get on the board for Dennis Friedrich here.
Good
That's
look,
gonna
though.
be
I mean,
tough backhand for Dennis to hit on a regular basis because Burris serves so hard over there.
you're getting a feel. It's like they're just not moving their feet enough. They're just kind of playing and waiting to see what they're going to do. Where in the last match they were, getting to the shot sort of early.
There's that big serve we talked about from Burris. Very hard to take that off the deck. Yeah, Burris or Doy are just in charge in all these points. Lobs are short. See, Verdoya just firing away at the nick.
That's the ball. If you end up taking that ball down the line, he's not allowing. He's allowing Majora to sit in the middle and help out if needed, instead of where Burris takes that ball early down the line. Keeps him.
All these lobs barely clearing the net. That's the first one that's really driven him out of the service box.
Good rip, good hands there. I mean, they're hitting, a lot of their lobs again. The problem when you're lobbing Sven Burris is you think you hit it deep and he only has to take a half a step to get to it. That's a good look.
Great job by Ordoya coming to the middle there.
That's the one right there. He'll eventually be able to rip that thing down the line, but see how well these two move at the net together.
I don't know what Friedrich was doing there.
He came up to think about the drop shot, and that's the ball, though, that if you're going to do that, you got to be willing to go up after it and go right at him. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. Dennis and Friedrich don't necessarily have to come back and win this set, but they've got to start playing better for the next set.
Exactly. Get some confidence in themselves even more than they have, so that they can.
Oh, look at that forehand.
Beautiful
Verdoya hits
forehand.
that ball so low and still clears the net. Contact point is not what a good pro would recommend. He's so talented, he pulls it off.
Good pace there, though, for those. Oh, that's the one where they need to communicate. Tell them someone's coming.
Oh, huge
Nice
forehand.
move, though. Way
Doya
to
almost
reach.
knocked Dennis down.
Good overhead, deep. You see, That's the down the line. Oh.
Bursch just loves that waterfall overhead. See Ardoya take a fast look to see where they're coming and beats them in transition.
That's the volley there. They weren't missing earlier today, so. That's a good move. If you hear that, watch it. That little subtle witch, telling them that your opponents are coming is going to make it harder. Make it harder to hit that little low ball.
Despite the fact that Bursch is not the fastest of the players on the court, he loves that blitz. He's very effective with it.
He only has to take a step and a half.
Apparently he's got quiet feet.
One of the things, if you watch Bursch and Dora, they play very close to that baseline. So if they do decide to let it go to screen, they just have to move the feet a little more. They don't mind that. But when they do block the ball, they take away the time, making it, Great backhand down the line, and here we go.
Bursch or Doyle look as good as they've looked all year. Big backhand there from Friedrich.
He read it. He read the down, up, and
chance to get in the board.
There we go. Good deep overhead. Oh, nice pickup.
Oh,
they got him.
He gets pegged. Ball going 3 miles an hour.
He's used to people in the hard at him, so they can't. You get a soft one.
I don't think you apologize when you hit somebody with a ball going that slowly.
Well,
Okay, so they're on the board.
For PaddlePro.com. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as the industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help you and any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website that carries all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com, and thank you for your sponsor.
Okay, so
there it is. Good whip there.
Serving. So Bursch just let that ball through. Going played it off the back wire.
So if you notice, got the new ball now, so it's gonna, a little more livelier than some of the spins. It's amazing what a ball looks like after 5 games for these guys.
And who do you think that helps the new ball? Server, receiver?
Well, as we said, normally you'd think the team that has a little bit, you're trying to add a little more spins, things to that effect. Oh, great blitz. Very quiet one. Waited to the last second. But, it's as we said, before we did the match, sometimes we actually think that if the ball itself might be, should be warm, but sometimes it gets a little colder out there. Good move, though.
Hit by Friedrich. I thought that was over his head.
A good move again there. Getting a little bit more of a comfortability and moving. They're not just standing there waiting, lobbing, waiting for Mickinson to miss. Now they're doing a little bit of moving around, maybe put some more pressure on the Abdora and Burris overheads, which is the only way you're going to do it, because you don't want to sit out there and just let them have no pressure.
Well, they've got to lob better. Their lobs have been very short so far.
It's a good look there. Good back down the line. Burris just
When two guys yell, "I got it," it's never a good sign.
no.
15 all.
He played a great point until that last point, but they start move a little better back out there, putting a little more pressure on the champs to do more. I think they were thinking about, are we switching, are we not switching, and they got to get that figured out early. Great backhand. If he wants, Burris go back, he goes back. He doesn't really, show you if he's going to hit it hard or soft on that overhead. You can hold it to the last second. Oh, I like that coming down. What a great shot by Mr. Dennis.
Big moment of the set here.
Yeah.
They can grab this game. They're right back in it and playing real well.
So to keep, the momentum of, the big thing is, even if you lose, you can gain momentum in ways of figuring it out.
Cross-handed volley there from Friedrich.
30-40.
Great exchange. Comes down. Oh, that's the right ball, though. He knew he's got to just finish through that. Read it like a book and just didn't finish it.
Great serve from Radoya. Little indecision there from Burris Radoya.
And they're making a move. They're moving better. And they're making them move up more.
Had the opening, just fails to execute. Point for 5-1.
Way to let it go and restart it again.
Davis is doing a good job with his blitzing, forcing some hard overheads, which is giving Friedrich some swings.
Mm-hmm. Good point here, though. And they're either not winning this point right yet, but they're making the move, putting themselves in.
Durant Mitchell up 5-3 the first set over Bostrom and Rams. Humphreys Essex Koenig 2-1 over Fraser Morgan. That's a good forehand from Bursch. Doyle finds that nick a lot, doesn't he?
Brought him out.
That's wide, and it's 5-1 Bursch or Doya. Well, Yancey Davis had a good swing and break point, misses it, and all of a sudden they're in trouble.
I like their movement way better than it was the first few games, and now they're. There's the big forehand return coming to follow it back up with a big roller.
Catches the nick again. Boy, Bursch or Doya just look really good right now.
It's like, Mark, do you know if they've played in the last year or two? These two, or I mean,
given the speed in which Dennis and Friedrich have improved, I don't think it matters. I mean, they're a better team today than they were 2 weeks ago.
But even though they've improved, they've been, the first time you see that's pretty. The first time you see the righty-lefty combo that has so many different variations and the slow and it takes a little time to get used to if you've never seen it, even if they, compared to the last 2 years where they are right now. Taking that ball early off the rise. Taking him. Even at look. Great volleys here. And he's just forced it. And that's the thing, again, Majora doesn't really hurt you on, certain shots off the screen with his backhand, but he sets up that forehand so well right after that people go for too much. Oof.
Double set point here. Spring forward tonight. Start daylight savings time tomorrow. A great ball from Erdoya. That was just so well spotted. And there it is, game in first set. Bursch Erdoya 6-1. That was quite a performance. Okay, I'll be back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your car, then fuel your body with Remedy Plus.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kentucky. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. Just finished the first set of this quarterfinal battle between Berger, Doya, Davis and Friedrich. Maddie, what do you think Davis and Friedrich have to do to stem the tide? Because they got rolled in that set.
I think that when they got the game and they started, they had a couple points to maybe make it 4-2, and they didn't win it. But the big thing is they got to, start moving their feet like they were doing at the end. I think they got to put some more pressure on them they started stepping up, taking a few balls earlier, because the Sven is just able to push, do whatever, no pressure. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt. They might really, hopefully that Mick might want to miss a forehand today.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed many balls, and and it's not like he's just pushing it in. So it's
Okay, Mick Doyle will serve to start the second set. Dennis and Friedrich better come up with something soon. I think one of the things they have to do is they have to lob better.
But I think they started lobbing better when they started moving around too, instead of just waiting and hoping for a miss. Yeah. They might, if they had a few more of those, they wouldn't hurt them either. But first fault. And he throws in the soft serve that hits the, hits just off the seam. Good forehand. Bad luck off the net and got it.
Great transition play from Friedrich. He gets beaten by the lob.
It's the ball there, though, that if you...
Oh, what a volley from Erdoya.
Yes. That's, the ball that the two of those gentlemen, they go cross-court too much, but that's a pretty return.
Big forehand there from Friedrich, and they've got a chance to get on the board, 15-40.
Burris is even moving in. That's how big that forehand was.
Great serve there from Erdoya. Winner of this match will play the winner of the Hughes Powers McNerney-Nolan match.
Two
catches the
seams
seam.
in one service game.
Big fist from Erdoya. Those are the things that tend to go the wrong way for you.
When you're
Follow the momentum. What a serving demonstration from Erdoya. 3 aces in a row.
3 out of 4. I mean, good rip on.
Gets away with that, but a little too much reaching. With Berger Doya switch like this, you got to keep the ball in the middle. You don't want to go to the wings, especially that down-up overhead to the Erdoya forehand. Like that. Oh, misses that one.
He was going for a spot more than the power, made it tough that inside out, but Dora gets over there. He's kind of excited knowing he's going to get a forehand soon.
Oh, what a shot from Erdoya. Great get. Friedrich and Dennis, just tremendous athleticism on display.
That's a great down up. Look at how still Dora volley is.
He read that one. They were both blitzing at the same time.
Oh, and then
he beats him with the spin. It's going to be a tough game for Dennis and Friedrich to lose.
This obviously, 3 out of 4 aces is...
That's the overhead you just cannot hit.
Thank you.
Ordoya's over there with the forehand and the outside of the court. Just got to have the discipline to avoid that.
It looks like it's open, and then it's not.
They won the first set, 6 games to 1.
Not a lot of positive energy coming from Dennis and Friedrich right now. And then their big round of 16 win over Araya Parsons, you could see how positive they were the whole match, even when they were behind. This is a really important game
they're
for
not
them
getting,
here.
you know, up 15-40, and what happens? You know, a good serve that, you know, they go for it a little, maybe you'd be like, oh, you know, it's a tough ball to go for, and then he hits 2 aces back to back. Off seams, and that's a.
They're also just got away with that overhead, but the down-up overheads are starting to hurt them. Got to be more disciplined. What great gets from Ordoya. Last one off the waterfall.
Nice savvy volley there. It's amazing how Adora, he doesn't put the second hand on the paddle at all, and that backhand going for that thing. He's so strong, and
There Ordoya doesn't trail into the corner and gets beat.
it also wasn't hit that hard, so the last thing you think maybe that it's going to nick out that much on a softer waterfall. Here you go, though.
30 love. Okay, so they just got to stay center of the court here. Swing and a miss there, the big cut.
He's telling him to calm himself down. I mean, that's the thing. When you're not given any points, you feel like sometimes you just have to do even more than you really need to do.
That just gave away 2 points.
He's giving away 2 points. Got to slow down for a second.
This is a really dangerous moment in the match for them. The fall behind in the second set, down a set.
Down, up, overhead.
Oh, what a pickup from Burrush. Just feel like it's a matter of time for Bergerdoya to get a good swing at a ball.
I gotta slow back down. There we go. That back in your weights. With the second missed lob in 9 games, so I mean, they'll take it. See if they can.
They beat this point.
Oh, that's a beautiful space there to soften it. And after that great get off the back screen, I know you're thinking, oh, if I read it and I can get it hard, I have a chance to win the game right here. But sometimes after making a great get, it's just got to slow down just enough that you can.
Here we see switching the backboard for Bergerdoya. First set, Durant Mitchell, 6-4. So now can they stay disciplined and not hit the down-up overhead into the Ordoya corner? Boy, that's like putting your hand in the lion's cage. It was a half a stride away from crushing that ball. And there, they get away with that one. Just don't know that's sustainable. It's good down the line backhand from Burrish. Read the Davis move.
Oh, but
I tried to hit him and missed.
There's that down the line that.
Great ball from
Oh,
He's
yeah.
caught off the net.
A
Dennis
little pump,
Friedrich
little fist pump. I
on
like
the
it.
board. They need some positive energy right now. That was a big game to hold.
Especially being up 40-15
Yep.
the last two games. You know, Mark, I don't know if you saw in the last match when they were playing Orion Parsons, in the first set and a half, they blew some 40 love leads and some, you know, they got a lot of breaks, but they'd be up 40 love and love 40s, and then it'd be like a 8 deuce game. So it's big for those guys there. Right on that net. How much respect they have there for that forehand.
Burrish was just so relaxed on that ball. Just took his time.
Oh.
Made it look so easy. Anything but.
That's a,
I don't know what the point of that is.
he also, if you noticed, the moment they hit that hard shot, they didn't try to stay and play hero. They went back and were hoping to get a drivable ball.
4-1 McNerney Nolan over Hughes Powers early.
Oh,
just a lead
their
court.
first,
Good
their
drive
first
there.
lead court.
Love 15.
Great first point there, though.
Great backhand. Dennis off that hard Urdoya serve. Burrish serve. Yeah, great blitz.
You read it. And
And there, Urdoya's not watching. Got to
No.
be Burrish's eyes on that blitz. A little bit of a shift in momentum here.
big point.
The I formation.
And then that's the big thing. That's where you're like, okay, you don't need to make it perfect. You can hit it, you can hit it hard right at the net person. That's a
Bullet
big
return. Wow, that's
return.
impressive.
15-40.
Off of a big serve from Burrish. Dennis and Friedrich really need to convert this game.
Great ball there, even though it's been, I like that little backhand drive because it just, you're not trying to win the point, but you're not giving them another overhead for a second. And maybe, oh, that's the one. You can't block.
Just can't give away points like that. He's so deep in the court, a hard roller. It's a ball you just got to block lob.
Stays really low. It's,
That's a lot of respect for staying back behind his serve. Not too many guys in the country he
don't
does
do
that against.
No. Good deep overhead, so.
First lobbing so well. Moving around, changing sides of the court. Another great lob.
I got away with it, but they'll take it.
Interested to see if Bursch or Doya switch sides here.
Oh, he read it, he played it, and he just half
Missed
second early.
Game, Dennis Friedrich. They lead the
Hey.
second set 2-1.
Big game for Dennis Friedrich.
I also know as the new ball coming out, but the
Mr. Burrish and Mr. Adoya won the first set 6-1.
and it's a Burst and Dora, they didn't miss in the first set. And now they've had a couple misses, and so I mean now that you get there and they've been there and done that. It's not like they're gonna sit and go, we can't do this, but they're gonna, puts a little bit of relaxation and freedom hopefully in the Dennis and Friedrich camp.
That was a big pair of games there for Dennis Friedrich. Now we'll try and consolidate. Humphreys Usyk Koenig up 5-3 over Fraser Morgan. Morgan in semifinals Nats the last 2 years. Great volley, Bursch.
Talked about it earlier, Mark, but one of the things that this year's Nationals, as they said, it's been a little colder, but it's also first time in a long time not a sun issue going on. Last year, we all know that the sometimes in those quarterfinal men's matches, you had a lot of sun on one side of that court.
Great drop shot for Bursch. Does the sun shine in Chicago? I haven't seen it since I've been here.
Once in a while. In the summertime, a nice and humid day, and then in the winter time, it just never.
That was a great read, the last point from Bursch.
So great volley though.
Friedrich's forehand is a heavy ball.
Yes.
Switched up, but not looking to switch back, interestingly enough.
Okay. Oh,
Great move.
get it? Oh.
Great move from Dennis. Speed around the court.
Yeah, the thing about it is, it's not like that Burris could do anything better with that volley. He hit a great volley off a great shot.
Dennis beat Araya so many times in hand-to-hand combat. That round of 16 match is really amazing. The number of times Araya blitzed and hit a volley from Dennis from 5 feet away, and he made the reflex volley. It was remarkable. I thought that was ultimately the difference in the match.
Yeah, it did turn, that.
Yep.
It turned the tide in getting some of those.
Yep.
In that last match. Now we're
Great roller.
starting to feel a little bit, but you can see, look at that lob, just precision and backhand. Oh. Oh, and he gets out of the way. It's the right shot. Just good job. That's a hard ball to get out of the way. Most people, like myself, would just hit right in the hip.
I feel like the whole match has kind of shifted. The Friedrich really raised their level. Faults there. Those are the ones you've got to avoid when things go in your way. It's a critical game, as each and every one is. The momentum kind of in play right now. Oh, he catches the seam.
Oh.
Doya had a sitter too.
Dora's like, that's my job to get the seam. That's a beautiful ball. Great pickup.
like them better in this formation, with Friedrich hitting the overheads, Dennis making the volleys.
And Friedrich has got a little bit more of a spins and stuff. Dennis is a little flatter. He hits a good roller. That's a good ball there. That was just a little impatient.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you see Dennis and Friedrich kind of outlasting him in these points.
Just a few seconds ago it felt like that we were going to be like, oh, it's going to get away at 2-0.
Yeah.
So, you think about it, it could be also be 4-0 instead of 3-1. In that first game, they had break points and they got to go in.
Bursch travels a little too far to try and make that volley. Yeah, and as I said earlier, Bursch and Doyle are not really match tough. They haven't played that much paddle this year.
And they haven't. And coming into this, it seems like the matches they've had earlier this tournament have not been the too much pressure. I saw them play a very good second round match, but they worked their way into it and get back in.
What a volley.
Oh.
All of a sudden you see lots of positive energy coming from Dennis and Friedrich. This is where you have to wonder about the lack of match play for Bursch or Doyle. Great close from Bursch.
Beautiful overhead there. And
that's what happens in that hard roller when you don't find the nick.
And the other thing about it is that, there.
Oh, what a
Great
get
lob.
from Redoya.
Great volley. See how still. That's smarter than us, though. One of the biggest things we were talking about earlier is learning to.
That's Davis's shot. That is the shot.
But one of the things is they got to that spot and unfortunately missed it, but because he didn't try to make a crazy half volley, let a ball go, partner got it back, and little long, lob long.
15-40.
Momentum continues to roll for Dennis and Friedrich. Seems like that first set was too easy for Bursch or Doyle.
They said, the perfect storm, right? You don't miss, they miss, and all of a sudden there's like, again, if at the end of that set, not the exact, but the last three games it felt like, at least there was some more positive energy, some more movement, making them do more. So now it's time for these guys to hopefully step up and. Great volley there.
Great sequence. Dennis Friedrich are a lot of fun to watch.
Right
Down
on
the
the line.
lob there.
It's one of those things too, like, especially coming from the tennis world, you're so used to going across court on so many shots. We were all taught that in doubles. In this game, the down the line shots, so good on you. That's right, he just went back and.
Oh, what an athletic play. Oh, it might be good. No, it just misses it long. Wow, that was exciting.
Wow.
Amazing match point. What athleticism.
And there you have it, your APTA National Champions,
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up, and he's right there.
Exchange of a couple misses here, back to deuce.
Call it nice and early. Oh, this is it. Let's see, should I slice? Should I top? I don't have the right grip.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. But that's a ball he's got to put in the air.
If you don't hit, you teach that thing long enough. If you're thinking drive, are you ready to drive, and you can drive it, great. But if you have any indecision, the next thing you know, it's look
Huge
at that
game, they hold.
massive hold.
Yeah, that forehand reminded me a little bit of your chipping, Matty. Should I hit
Mine
it
would've
high?
been-
Should I hit it
mine,
low?
Yeah, mine would have been not even that close. And it still might be trying to get to the net. Fusion, a proud partner of the APTA. Fusion creates what's the next branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end products, selection for the customization with your club logo, your team, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with custom online stores, quick custom ordering, and to get the gear to you without any hassle. Visit www.gearbyfusion and let the Fusion provide you with gear to fuel your brand.
Okay, Matty, we'll see if we have another change in momentum. They had 3 opportunities to go up 4-1 there and failed to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be, hopefully, again,
Bursch with that down-up overhead again. Great lob there, though. Retaliate. Bursch is so good punishing those down-up overheads.
or when you first was starting out playing a little bit, over in Long Island, he was, hitting certain shots and only looking for, all those down up and amazing. He's always been calm, and now he's brought the calmness with, way more offense. It's fun to watch to see these guys just get better and better.
Boy,
Good
huge
forehand there.
forehand.
That's a very good block there, because
Great call from Bursch. Feel like things have swung in the other direction.
4-1 to 3-2 is a very big difference there. A little switch in the backcourt. Nice little rollers there, though.
A lot of balls at Bursch here because they've got to be careful. They don't want to get that
Move
down
over.
up overhead to Redoya's forehand.
I don't know what any ball you
Like-
went into a door's forehand.
Yeah, but that one especially, it's going to be unvolleyable when the ball's up high. It takes it high to low.
Oh, it's hard getter.
Love that hard overhead from Friedrich.
You know, the one thing, thing about it too is I'm bad luck all of a sudden, because normally you might get a drivable ball off the screen, but that thing just hit right on the seam. Oh, what a volley!
Oh, great sequence. Amazing volleying. That was just a brilliant move. Dennis. Great lob, smart to let it bounce, and we start again. Doya's screen drives, that forehand, are just amazing. And he retaliates with his own.
And he hits it over. Great catch by one of the spectators over there. Like the shot, but
You know, I don't see Doya hit that shot much. I wonder if that was a little reciprocity for Friedrich hitting at him a couple times.
He knocked out some stuff from the umpire after that.
Fake serve from Friedrich. Notices the gates open. It takes a lot of discipline to do that.
It's a great volley. Took a little off that forehand, made a little more spin, and Dennis is a little ahead of that thing.
So I did an aggressive forehand volley. Bursch is such a good lobber. So many times you see his lobs
Just
pushing his opponents out of the service box.
like that little forehand though, because teaches those guys you can't stay off the net the whole time, and when they get down, then he loves that little push lob.
Doya handling a bunch of tough waterfalls. Friedrich.
Pick up.
A lot of short lobs. There's a good one for Bursch, not surprising.
Right back up the middle. Oh.
Ball there.
That was a... You can see though there, I mean, in the burst there, when you hit that shot, took a little pace off, didn't go for the big one. A couple break points.
Good cover by Bursch in the middle.
That's a nice
How
goal.
low
Great
Doya gets. Bostrom rams up 4-3, second set over Durant Mitchell.
Oh, he had it. Rushed it in. Big.
So
Right,
10
3-3.
minutes ago they had 15-40 at 3-1, and now we're at 3-all.
Oh, a little extra heat in that backhand.
Every once in a while, Friedrich just tees off on that backhand. It's a terrific shot.
Beautiful hands.
Another great lob.
Hey, look at the smartness of Burst there. We all know he could have driven that ball, but he's like, okay. See how you guys like to hit a lot of overheads now. We just. How far over a Torah goes. The moment you hit it.
Doya covers a lot of ground, doesn't he?
That's a for being too, I say the bigger, taller guys, and they're very, they move well, but they're very quiet movement, Oh, that's the ball. That's the one there. He's got a, they're thinking maybe he's going to be blitzing in, and that's why he missed the volley, and Seamer.
30-15. This is going fast for Berger Doya right now.
That's going to be the what? The fourth ace-off of a seam against these two? I mean, you don't see that. I mean, that's...
Huge serve there from Burrish.
Just like that. 40-15. And how often do you see that the aces are taking over? Oh, nice try.
Oh, Doy's caught the top of the tape. He had a great get there and just couldn't quite get over the net. Big moment right here.
Good move. There it is.
Catches the nick again. And Friedrich just hasn't read that one.
Remedy Plus. The 2022-23 APT Tour is brought to you by Remedy Plus. When you need an extra boost on the paddle court, grab a great tasting, body fueling Remedy Plus bar and Remedy Plus shot. Fuel your body right with Remedy Plus.
Okay, so Dennis and Friedrich.
They need some of that right now.
Yeah, I was going to say they need a Remedy Plus bar because this is a huge moment of the match for them.
They were just, 3-1, and, had chance maybe to go for, and then it just gets
3-1, 15-40.
And then all of a sudden now that, then they start thinking all of a sudden the last two games, a couple nicks that don't go their way, a couple, seams that don't go their way, and, I get that belief right here.
Big fist pump from Merdoya there. Hughes Powers, great ball there. Hughes Powers serving 4-5. They're down 5-2 earlier. Dennis and Friedrich are kind of standing on the edge of the abyss right now. Here it comes. Doya is firing them.
Awesome.
Great hard overhead right at the right hip.
That's the ball, though, when he hit the side screen first that he's got to let Friedrich take. These guys are so athletic. They know they can get it, but it puts them out of position for the next shot, and the drawer knows what to do when that happens.
Doya has taken over this match right now. Misses that forehand.
15-40.
Still two more opportunities to serve for the match in this coveted spot in the national semifinals. And there it is, another big Doya forehand off the back wire, and they'll serve for the match.
You can see that when these guys they get that little fire in them. They get that little, they just put some stuff together. Makes them so dangerous. They have the firepower to play with anybody, but they also have you want to play for 6 hours? That's fine. You can lob.
So we talked about playing at different speeds, but Doya is just on fire right now. So again, that's just the wrong overhead.
No, it was a good leg. Look, that's how good though that weight stop opportunity. Oh, he wanted to go.
But Ardoya just so confident right now, swinging so freely.
There goes the down, up, and oh. Ball that they're hoping they get a catch in the neck once, and they just haven't gotten it.
Yeah, but Ardoya played the Nick real well.
Oh, yeah.
A couple times we heard Friedrich call out help, but he didn't play the line.
No. That's the right, you know.
Yeah, but he's missed a bunch of them today. Was he like 1 for 4 on that shot?
That's also mental, meaning you feel like you have to do it sometimes instead of just that you're doing it. Oh, that's a great there, down the line for the first time. Did you get him? Oh.
First time we've seen that hard overhead from Dennis. We've seen it
and
from
the first
Friedrich a
time
bunch.
Sven's kind of, you know.
Great shot there.
That's a great return.
Dennis and Friedrich were rushing to see who could hit that ball first. Great lob from Bursch. That down the line lob is so effective.
Hey,
We read that one like a book.
Here comes the cutter right at him. Oh.
But again, that down up overhead is just killing Dennis Friedrich. They got to stay away from that one. Bursch Ardoya 2 points from the match. Look at that transition play from Ardoya.
That's a great volley, great.
What hands. Great job by Dennis getting out of the way of that ball.
Great, beautiful backhand.
Ah, but where's Friedrich going? Ran right in front of Dennis.
That's where you're trying to win too much in a play that you're like, oh, I can do it, and it's like
Double match point.
there we go.
And there it is, game, set, match. The defending champions, 6-1, 6-3. And they'll face the winner of the Hughes Powers match in one of our national semifinals tomorrow. Maddie, any closing thoughts on the match?
Oh, I mean, obviously our defending champs are getting into form in matches like that. It's something that I think they obviously wanted and needed, knowing that they're for them, they're hoping that they have 2 matches tomorrow, so you want to save some energy in a way, but they played great and they moved well, and they said a couple games Dennis and Fritz got that momentum, and then they shut it down and took it to them.
Bursch Ardoya lost 8 games today in 2 matches against some really tough competition. Okay, before we close it for the night, I want to give a special shout out to John Scott and the team from ENET. It's been a crazy day, on, off, and Waldron. Just a tremendous job. Some technical issues. I mean, this is not an easy thing to do. And we've been broadcasting all day long, and we're going to be going off this channel, but we're going to have the other men's quarterfinal we're showing, and then the women's final at 7:15 tonight. So everybody enjoy it, and we'll be back then right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by ENET Live.
Amazing match point. What athleticism.
And there you have it, your APTA National Champions
best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up, and he's right there.